Rich from Concept 7 and myself, Marie, and we're joined by the lovely Jack.
Hello.
From Berethdor Costumes. We've invited Jack on the show today because Jack started his business, we were talking earlier, wasn't it? It's like 4 to 6 months or something
4 to 6 months ago, roughly that sort of time.
And a week ago, Jack launched his business at Comicon. And that was kind of the big goal, wasn't it? So Jack makes costumes, amazing costumes, and that's kind of where your target audience was going to be. So you were going to go and kind of do the big launch and have the costumes there and kind of find out whether it was going to be a success or not.
Yeah, so if anyone doesn't know what Comicon is, can you explain to our elderly audience what Comicon possibly is?
Comicon is basically a convention of people that dress up as characters. Characters can be from anything from film to games to Japanese anime, you name it. If you want to dress up as someone that's fictional or been portrayed, then go ahead and do it, that sort of thing. So, you know, people make their own costumes, people pay for costumes. Like, there's stalls where you get to see people who have made costumes, you get to see artists, you get to see all kinds of people that just involve themselves in sort of like comic books and films and that sort of the character world.
So how did it feel being there with a different mindset, a different head on this time? Because you've been to ones before, haven't you?
Yeah, the first one I went to was when I got the idea that I wanted to make costumes.
Yeah.
And that was great fun. You know, you get to see everything, you take photos of everyone, it's all cool and whatnot. But this one was more serious. I wanted to go to portray my ability to make costumes, to show people, you know, I do this, come and follow me, do this, do that. And it was quite daunting because I had to portray myself well enough that people were going to go, oh, I've got to follow him. I don't know, I want to carry on looking at his work and stuff like that. So I had to make enough sort of a statement to be remembered. So
how did you go about making that statement? So anyone that will put some pictures on over the top of this of the costumes you were wearing. So how did you go? What was the costume you were wearing? I made Thranduil from The Hobbit, who is the king of the woodland elves, basically. Big, elaborate, crazy guy. Loves all things shiny, and I mean the cape that I made for my costume was all silver and flame orange underneath, and so, you know, it was a statement costume. And Lord of the Rings is one of my favourite set of films, and the sort of the whole lore and mythology behind it all and stuff I'm crazy fanatic over. So I had a good idea of, you know, this is a great costume to start off with because it's big, it's crazy, it's noticeable, and it did exactly that when we got there.
You got loads of attention. We were talking about it earlier, didn't you? Tell us about that.
I did. I got quite a bit of attention because the costume was so big. I mean, the train of the costume was nearly 3 meters behind me.
Because that was a restriction, wasn't it?
Yeah. There was actually a restriction on the guidelines of the website. Yeah.
So you don't stand on each other's capes,
basically. Yeah. So it was like
sensible.
It was like a 3 meter square radius. So like if your costume goes over that at all, you wouldn't be allowed in.
Did they measure it on the way in? No.
Did they?
I had to drop my costume, and sort of they just made sure that it was like not too big.
Did you get like a trail of people walking away all like disheartened going, oh.
Didn't get
like,
no, as we came into the venue,
a costume up in the background.
As we came into the venue, we had to queue up to get in, obviously, and but we were in like a snake of a queue, and I dropped my costume, and like I had my own little area, so I had like family in front and family behind. So like people didn't stand on me, but as I I was walking around, I had
like the queen.
Basically, it felt like that at times. But people loved it. You know, people would stop, like, walk in and let me walk past because I'd got like my trailing costume, and you know, people would spot you from afar. And I mean, I was saying earlier, I had a little girl. She must have been 4 or 5, and her dad was a Lord of the Rings fanatic, and she came over and she's like, "Can I have your photo? Can I have your photo, please?" And it's just so heartwarming that even the young people knew who I was. So it was like,
you're obviously doing the right thing, aren't you? Getting it
exactly.
spot on. And you had someone from London, paparazzi as well, come up to you.
They have like a various amount of press from like different newspapers and magazines and so forth, like going around, and one of them tapped me on the shoulder and asked if he could take my photo. And as he was like, "Yeah, I really want to take your photo and stuff," I was like, "Yeah, okay." He was like, "Well, if you need to get the hairbrush out to brush your hair and waft your cape a bit. He was like, go ahead and do it. I was like, oh, okay. So grabbed all the family. I was like, make me pretty.
Be on the front of like the Evening Standard. Is it the Evening Standard in London? I can't remember.
I have no idea.
Time Out.
I never actually caught what newspaper. I knew he mentioned newspaper, but I didn't catch which newspaper.
So
what did you learn from this, like from a business sense? What did you go away with? What new things did you understand about your own business?
I went with the impression that like people would notice me a lot more as a business as opposed to actually me and my costume. So like a lot of people saw me as just another cosplayer, and that's not what I was going for. So it was quite eye-opening in that like it almost felt a bit comical, like that I was just another person dressing up. I wasn't someone who's been serious about business. And so it was quite eye-opening that like I need to focus more on being more professional as such to make people realise that I'm being serious about this is what I want to do, and I want to help people, and I want to make costumes and that sort of thing. So it was not what I expected, but it was still fun, a lot of fun.
But it's kind of, I suppose, cemented what you do want to do. I think sometimes, like we were talking earlier, like you can go to events or you can go somewhere and you think it's going to be something or go one way, but it actually goes a completely different way. But actually that's so important, isn't it? And that thinking that you go through on the day to come away and go, well, actually I thought it was this, but actually what about I could do this instead? So I think it, like, if you hadn't have gone,
I mean, it shifted my audience to who I need to aim my business at, and it's also opened more doors for what I could possibly do to help build myself up and give myself more options to do later on. Sort of like, as opposed to like focusing purely on cosplayers, maybe looking at like film costumes and like maybe pushing myself into like a more like local scene first, like helping local people with their costumes and like helping like creators and actors and stuff like that, as opposed to like cosplayers, because part of the reason you cosplay is to make the costume yourself. So a lot of people are already set in that department. So maybe if I can build up myself and build my reputation up a little bit more to then be able to say, look, I'll help you alter this, I'll help you make this, I can do this and stuff like that. So
sounds awesome though, isn't it? Because that's what you love doing. I mean, you've been sewing for like 10 years.
Nearly 10 years, So
kind of, and I think that is something that's dying, isn't
I think
it?
it's
that
really
kind of traditional craft.
Great lesson there, really early on. That's going to save you a year of planning and advertising.
Did you literally come home and just go next?
Well,
I think it's
nearly.
A lot of people don't like it takes a year to look at that and go, actually I'm pushing in the wrong direction, or not, or the audience wasn't there, I thought. But again, as you say, that was a real valuable lesson. That's going to save you a lot of time, months, that is. And so you're looking towards doing more sort of in the film industry. What about stage, anything like that?
Possibly. I mean, I've looked into doing maybe even theatre costume. Because I mean that's another big industry.
Awesome,
So but I haven't really dabbled into any of that yet. So I think again it's just going to be trial and error and just getting your name out there, saying that I can make you this, I can make you that, and stuff like. I mean, I've made costumes when I was at college. I helped make the costumes for the college theatre class. They'd come and they'd be like, "Oh, this is broken," or that needs sewing. Okay, I'd do it, and that's what I did. And I started in a fancy dress shop. So when I first started sewing, we made all the costumes from scratch. We made brilliant. The patterns, we made this, we made that. And
could you sew before that point then?
No, I learned to sew. So like I was literally just a Saturday boy. Like my mum wanted me out of the house. She was like, "You need to get a Saturday job," and I was like, okay. So and it was a family friend that ran the business, and she was like, "Oh, I need a Saturday boy," and I was like, "Okay." And at first, it didn't interest me at all. I didn't think, "Nah, I don't want to sew." But like watching her make the costumes, and I slowly got to, it's part of the job. You need to fix the costumes and stuff, and I was there for 4 or 5 years. And she taught me everything I knew. Wow. And it's just amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Isn't it? Just to have that impact from a Saturday job to then potentially that's going to be your career and what you want to do. Yeah. And you met one of your idols as well, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I met Kamui Cosplay, big social influencer in the community of cosplay. She makes big armor sets and she has YouTube channel for tutorials and sort of like she guides you through how she made her costume, and she writes books and patterns and she does all sorts for like cosplay and stuff, and she's big idol, one of the first people I came across and stuck with.
Well, you said to me she was the reason you got into what you were doing.
Yeah, she was a big sort of you know, watching someone come from nothing like she did. You know, she'd just left uni and she didn't know what to do, and she started cosplaying, and that just, you know, it just went from there. And that was where I was. I'd just left uni. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and hopefully I follow the same tracks as she does. So and it was just so nice to meet her. She was so genuine. So just, you know, she was like, just go for it. She was like, be cautious, you know, watch where you tread. You know, sometimes some things aren't worth it, some things are. But she was just so genuine, and I bought some prints as well, and she signed them, and I was screaming like a child in a cake store. It was brilliant.
You're really starstruck. But that's really good, because I think she really wanted to speak to you as well. She noticed you, didn't she?
Yes, I was at her stand, and she was talking to another couple, and as I stood there, because I had my costume on, I think she noticed because I had my costume, and she was like, "Oh, I really want to speak to you." I was like, "Please, please."
That's brilliant, isn't it? And actually, you know, you were saying that, you know, just positioning yourself and then kind of being among those people as well, and kind of having access to kind of the followers and the people that are there, will just grow your business, really, won't it? Will grow kind of what you do.
And like, I learnt that maybe next time if I go to Comicon or something, it's not necessarily me that needs to dress up. I can have someone else dress up for me, so that I can then be there to say, this is my costume. You know, I can give a much better like, you can be more professional about it, as opposed to someone thinking like, oh, he just dresses up, or oh, he's another cosplayer, you know, like, no, this is my business. So like, if I can actually like pass them a business card and be like, this is what I do, follow me, like, get in touch if you have any questions or anything, like, I can be more professional with people if I don't have a costume on, because people are going to take me a little bit more seriously, I think. So
that's true.
I did
you could
learn
do it
that.
in a kind of way of kind of Greatest Showman type way of, look at all of these things that are wonderful things that I've made. You could still kind of dress up but understage yourself from them. So I suppose you could put it in a character type way, but you could make it very clear that you are the creator of these things. Which is a great lesson to learn. And
I could probably go dressed up, just not as crazy as I did this time.
But then you kind of then distance yourself slightly from kind of not being what everybody else is doing, and then dressing up, and sort of cement yourself more as someone who's there, like, from a professional capacity, doesn't it? But God, you must have gone through so many changes then, like from the coming home on the Saturday night. Your brain must have been frazzled.
Oh we went to London Film and Comicon this time because we just wanted to see more of like the act, because London Film and Comicon is more about the actors and like the professionals, as opposed to dressing up and the crafting and stuff like that. They do like talks and meet and greets and the photo opportunities and stuff like that. So there was less people like dressing up, and it was so we went to like explore more of that side of things. Whereas next time we're going to be going to MCM, which is more the dressing up, the costume and stuff like that. So I've got an entourage of people waiting for costumes. That, if you keep posted, they'll be all dressing up, and then hopefully I'll get sort of like the message across easier, and it'll be like clearer.
So Jack, where can people find your work at the moment? What sort of social media are you on?
I'm currently on Instagram, though I will be making a professional Instagram account pretty soon. But my Instagram at the moment is Berethdor. Literally Berethdor, and I'm also on Facebook under Berethdor Costumes. So I'm just posting sort of regular updates and sort of so forth and so.
And if someone wants a costume made, where do they get in touch with you? What do they need to do?
Message me on the Facebook page, probably the easiest, or DM me on Instagram, and then we can go from there. It's more of a case of just meeting up and, you know, working out what they want. And then we can go through things like the sizing and the measurements and, you know, how much they want to spend, because there's so much involved with it. But yeah, just throw me a message and I'll make you a costume.
Excellent. And I suppose if you've got one piece of advice for anyone that's kind of setting up their business, or if they're in the process of kind of coming up with an idea, or if they're like a few months in, what would your advice to them be?
Change is good. It's supposed to happen.
Like,
I went in at 100 miles an hour thinking that everyone was going to love me, and this was going to happen, and that was going to happen. And I mean, this Comicon has proved that that's not how it works. You know, you have to think about things methodically and go through it. So, and your goals change, you know, your ideas change, and so like change is good. Change is good.
And to be able to adapt to that as well, isn't it?
Yeah. And like, don't rush into sort of, if you know you've now got to change, don't rush into that. Think about it, like, and work yourself through, okay, how is it going to work from now? Like, where do I go, and how do you make the things that, you know, just trial and error as well. Like, if you think this might now work, try it.
Yeah.
Because you don't know until you try.
If you hadn't have gone to Comicon, you could have kind of continued probably for the next sort of 3 to 6 months. So I suppose there's a message there of just go out. You've got to get out there and start testing, haven't you? And kind of, get out. It's almost of getting out there and kind of showing your message. But until you get out to market and until you start showing what you're doing, you can't work out then what it is that people want.
Without trying it, you can't understand. And also that will change in time.
Yes,
you're going to have to continually evolve. I think you've done it. It's a great lesson to learn there, and really valuable at the start. It saved you a lot of, as you said at the start, a lot of problems.
Awesome.
Saved you a lot of time. So,
and
it could be that eventually that you go back there and then people are asking you for costumes anyway. It might have been another way round. So guys, if you want to be on Concept 7 Beats, contact us at info@concept7.co.uk and let us know, and we would love to have you in here. If you're in East Anglia and you're starting a brand new business and you've started up over the last sort of few years and you're a local business, a small business, and want help connecting with people, then please do come in and do this show with us and chat to us about your business. We'll put this out on social media with all the links, like Jack's links will go into this post, and let us know all about your business and see how we can help promote you.
Cool. Awesome. See you soon.
See you later. You've got to do the wave.
Thanks, Jack. Bye.
It's the whole way.
Danny went anchor.
And we could ride the tidal waves together, escaping.